Hello again, my name is Doug Joseph. In the previous video, I showed you how to create your MyLab account. In this video, I'm going to go through all the components of the course itself. So when you log into your Canvas course, it should look like this. So we're going to go through all the buttons on the side and talk about what they do. So the first one we're going to go to is the syllabus. And the syllabus, you can download your syllabus or you can just view it online here. At the very bottom, you're also going to see the course summary. And this includes all the due dates and when the modules are due. It also goes into your calendar. So you can click on your calendar over here and it'll show you when things are due. Okay, so you'll be able to see the calendar and you'll see when they have things due. So this is where you're at right now, and in this particular course, our due dates are on Sunday. Some are on Monday, just depends upon the course, but you'll see your due dates in gray here. If you need to contact me, you can look at my office hours. It takes a moment for it to load, but you'll be able to see my office hours and when you can contact me. I do check my email all the time, but if there's a particular time that you want to meet and do a video conference or something like that, then you'll want to check the office hours. And if it doesn't want to load, you may have to download it first. But there's my office hours. So you can download and print the office hours if you would like. I do check my email when I'm off campus too, so I do check my email over the weekend. I do respond to student email, but these are just the times that I'm actually on campus. So if you want to do like a video conferencing call where I could help work out things, then we could find a time during my office hours to actually do that. But if you have just a quick question or several questions from your homework, just email them to me and I'll get right back to you. I check my email all the time, on the weekends, in the evenings as well. Okay, so let's just go back here. And when you click the back button, you'll go back to your home page. You can do the same thing to get your course guide, which is just the calendar, and your course syllabus. When you first log in again, you'll see your home page and you'll see any announcements. So if I post announcements, they'll come through here. We don't have any right now because the course hasn't started, but when it does, you'll see announcements here. Modules is where you will come up and access all of your homework. So go ahead and click on the modules. This is where you're going to see all of your homework. Once you've completed items, then you'll see this get a check. So once you've completed items and viewed them, you'll get a check mark. The first one is the introduction to the Flipgrid. Instead of having you post on the discussion board, I would rather you do a video, an introductory video. I think you get more out of it. I think other students get more out of it. It allows me to see your face and put a name to the face. You can also see everyone else in the class. I post one as well. But that's the first thing you'll do is your discussion board using Flipgrid, and you'll just add a video response. Next, you'll see all your lecture videos that you can work through if you need to. You can look at your e-text. So if you don't have your textbook with you, you can just click on the e-text there. Your homework, if we click on one, I'll show you what it looks like. Your homework is going to be listed out question by question. And it loads up. And you just work things through. So this one's a simple, just reduce it down. So 2/6, the course would reduce down to 1/3. And then you can check your answer. And it'll tell you if you got it right or not. And if you do, you move on to the next question. If you have trouble, you can always view an example. And this is going to go through a similar example with different numbers, and it's going to go through all the steps to help you solve it. You can also click here to help me solve this, and it's going to go through different parts of it, and you have to answer pieces as you go along. If you're still confused, you can click on Get More Help, and you can ask my instructor. And when you click on the Ask My Instructor, that sends me an email. And then I can see which question you're specifically having trouble with, and I can work it out, scan it back to you, so you can see how I worked out this particular question that you're struggling with. On the homework, you can retake the homework as many times as you need to. Same thing with the quizzes. Now, the difference between the homework and the quizzes is when we look at a quiz, you're not going to have the Help Me Solve. So if we look at one of the quizzes here, very, very similar to the homework. You have to do it all at once. A lot of them are timed. You can't check your answer. You don't have the Help Me Solve. But you can retake these as many times as you need to. So the homework, if you miss a question, you can go back, redo that question, work through the Help Me Solve it until you understand it. When you take your quizzes, you don't have any of those helpful aids. And a lot of times they're timed. They'll tell you how much time you have left. And you just scroll through the questions here. Once you're done, you'll submit it. If you don't get the score you want, you're going to have to take the entire quiz over. But you can do that as many times as you want. It's always going to take the highest score. Now, exams are similar as well, but exams only have 3 attempts. Okay, so when you take an exam, you'll say 3 attempts. This one says 2, but they're going to all say 3 attempts. And it's going to take your highest score. So you have 3 attempts on all your exams, except for the midterm and the final. Okay, those have to be proctored, and you only have 1 attempt on your midterm and 1 attempt on your final. But all the other exams you can take up to 3 times, and it's going to take your highest score. Once you've completed your exam, then I actually, on all exams, I go back and I look at all of your answers and make sure that they were graded correctly. Sometimes, especially in the graphing sections, your graph may be slightly different than theirs, and I'm able to give you either partial or full credit on those questions. So once you finish exams, I always go back after the due date and grade all of those. Your grades are all located in your gradebook here. So let's click on your gradebook, and you can see all of the assignments listed. And every time you complete an assignment, your score will populate in the gradebook. Okay, and then down at the bottom, you've got your total, and that's going to be your overall grade. NetTutor is another site that you can access. It has live tutoring. You can also ask me questions. Some students like NetTutor, some students don't, but it's there if you want to try it. We have a license with NetTutor, so if you want extra tutoring outside of hours, you can always work with NetTutor as well. MyLab and Mastering, you won't need to go in here at all. You can access your homework through MyLab and Mastering as well, but I find that students are better off working through the homework in Canvas. But if you want to look at the MyLab and Mastering, you can do that and see the exact same homework. Most of the time, though, I tell students to go through Canvas. One thing I will say about your grades is it may take up to 15 minutes for your grades to update. So if you complete a quiz and it doesn't show up right away, wait about 15 minutes and it'll pull from the MyLab site and put it in your Canvas gradebook. So if your grades don't appear automatically, give it about 15 minutes and they'll populate through. You can look at your calendar if you need to as well. This keeps track of when your due dates are. And as you do things, they'll be crossed off. You've got the inbox here. This is where you can send out emails. So you can send out and receive emails to your Canvas box. You see a number here. This is how many unread emails that you have. Okay, so you can always click on that and read your Canvas email. This goes to the other courses. And that should now hopefully conclude your Canvas tour. So hopefully now you've seen how to log in, create your MyLab account, access your homework, and now hopefully you see what all the components of the course are. Okay, so you can always do that. And if you ever want to go back, you just click on your course and go back into your course. Okay, and here's all your tabs at the side. If you ever have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. Send me an email, and I'll get right back with you.